Hey YouTube, so this is the other guy. So in today's episode, we are locating a leak in my wife's 2008 Toyota Highlander cabin. So if you've been following me in, I don't know how many episodes ago, I was adding Freon into my wife's Highlander, and it didn't last long, and the Freon keep escaping. That tells me that there's a leak. One day, there was a pungent smell coming from within the cabin here, and it's coming from under behind the dash here. So in today's episode, we're going to look for leaks from within the center console here. What we're going to do here is we're going to be removing everything that you see here to try to get to the evaporator coil inside. So my guess is that something that is connected to the evaporator coil is leaking, and that could be a high pressure hose coming from the compressor into the expansion valve. Either that, or we could have a clog expansion valve, and because of that, that could create a high pressure within the pressure line, and that pressure line gave up its ghost somewhere in there. So that's what we're going to be doing. If you are interested in this episode, follow along and let's have fun. But I'll be honest with you, this is probably going to be the hardest episode for me to do. The reason is because I am in the confine of my wife's tiny little cabin. This is a 2008 Toyota Highlander. We are the original owner, and so that's why I am comfortable in working in this car. The reason is because we know exactly what we haven't done to it. So it's been with us since brand new, and that's that. Anyway, let's go. If you like this episode, please follow me, okay? So I'm going to start by taking out these little buttons right here. So I'll be honest with you guys, I've never done this before. And that also adds to the complexity of this, because I'm doing this without a repair manual, because I know I have to get behind that. So I'm going to see if I can take all of this out. Probably the center console here too. And there, everything that you see here is probably going to come out. Okay, so that's that. I'll show you what I'll show you in a bit what I've done, so that if you're looking into doing something like this, you can know what to watch. Okay guys, so this is what I did. It was really hard for me to find the spot on how to take these little panels here off. I'm used to spots where they have little bolts and screws, and then I will unscrew them and it comes off. But of course nowadays, what they did was they've hide all the little spots where you can access the panel by taking them off. So they hit it very well. So I have a little pocket knife like this, right? It's my little AutoZone pocket knife. So I figure, okay, well, I'll just poke around and see what happens. And I know that the reason why I said this is probably the hardest job for me is because I have no clue on how to take these off. I'm doing this by myself and guesstimating on how to take certain things off. So this is what I did. I poked around and I found out that if I flick my knife out and pry around the edges here, and leveling it out, these little stuff comes out like this. So to my surprise, that's how they put it in. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have to take these little connectors off. And let's see, doing this one-handed, Joe. Okay. I was wondering. I always wonder why they call it one-handed Joe, Sleepy Joe, Yo Joe's, and everything Joe. I think I figured it out because Joe doesn't know much. Okay, so well, that's out. So how I did this, I took out the knobs here. This was the hardest knob to come out. Each knob is installed differently. So this one was the hardest to pull out because it's got 1, 2, 3 prongs. that goes in like that. And so yeah, so I just want to do this so that I could keep tab of where things go. So this thing came off, so now this thing comes off. Okay, okay. And how I did this, the same thing. Put my knife in here and pry. Okay, pry. And but be careful not to cut anything, or else you'll have a problem with it. Okay, so there's sensors and switches underneath here, which I have to remove. So these are this is a cigarette lighter. This is snow control, downhill assist control. So so this is the downhill assist control, and there you go. There you go. And come on, cigarette lighter. Oops. Let's see. Anyway, you get the idea. You see that? I need to clip that and pull. I'm doing this one-handed. I can't do it, so I'm gonna have to put the camera down. I'll show you I'll show you next what I do. Okay. Okay, guys. So I got this thing out. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna attempt to take this whole center console off. Okay. So I can see that there's a bolt here, there's a bolt over here, screw here, and a screw over here, screw here, a screw here, and there's also some hidden screw somewhere else. So that's what I'm going to do. Take all of this out and go on from there. Now I'm thinking, can I take this out? Okay, well, we'll get to there when we get to there. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is what I did. I thought that by removing these bolts right here and that bolt over here, okay, and over here, that I was able to remove this thing, but I was not. So you see this bolt right here? I just removed it from underneath here, and so I'm gonna take this out, the glove compartment out, and go on from there. I'll be honest with you, this is just a video log. It's not a how-to, okay? This is my video log on this adventure, this new adventure on repairing that leak that is inside here, behind here. So that's what I'm doing, guys. If you're still interested, watch me, and we'll get to this together. We'll get to that, the evaporator coil, together. So see these screws right here? I gotta remove those two. Okay, so I'll show you how the end result. Okay, so let's do it. I'm nobody's holding my camera, so I'm doing this by myself. So anyway, hey guys, so this is what I did. Removed these bolts right here, or these screws here, here from up top of here. It still didn't want to come off, so I sort of like use an extra strength oomph here and just pry it off, and it came off. Okay, so now here's the hard part. There's something stuck underneath here, and we're gonna find out to see what's holding it in place. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, so I see now. That is what is holding in place. Let's see, okay. You see there? That thing is holding it in place. So I'm gonna pull it out, and this thing should come off. And of course, like always, we're gonna have to disconnect this little light switch right here. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can just pull it out. Oh, I'm gonna have to go underneath and pull that out on the other side. All right, so yeah, I'll show you how it looks like afterward. Hey guys, so I found out what's holding it. See, right behind the kick panel here, there's a bolt right here, so I'm gonna have to take off that bolt. Okay, looks like a number 10 bolt. So once I take that off, this whole glove compartment will come out. Okay. Okay guys, so this thing's off. So I need to go inside here, I'm thinking, because that's probably where the evaporator cooler is, or the evaporator is, and that's where the smell came from. So that's what I'll have to do. Here is your cabin filter. Inside here is the filter that you need to filter everything out, your air. Anyway, we're not talking about that yet, but so let's see. Oh, holy cow, it just came right off. Okay, so we know how this thing comes off now. It's not that hard. I just pry, and I just used my hand to pry it off, and it came right off. So let's disconnect this since that's off. Okay, that's off. And let's go put this away. So you know what? I guess we don't have to take these out anymore. Okay, so let's not take this out anymore. Let's put this thing back in. Okay, and then we'll move on from here. Okay, folks, so I'm able to pull this out here a little bit, but it's stuck right here. And so now I have to remove this seat to make room for that. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to remove the seat. Might have to move that seat as well. So these two bolts are out. I'm gonna have to remove the two rear bolts, and hopefully I can remove this side and have access to what I'm going after. So that's what I have to do, guys. Okay, so out comes the seat, and there's a lot of stuff in here. It's a family car, so I have to disconnect the harness here, the main harness that goes to here, in order to lift the seat out. And that's what I have to do, guys. Okay, guys, so this is what I did. Remove the chair, the seat's right there, and so I can't take that out. So I'm going to remove all these right here. There's some screws on the other side as well, so I'm going to move the other side, remove the seat and also the screws on this side. So we'll see what happens. Again, on this side, there's 4 bolts holding this thing together, and that's what I have to do. Okay, guys, so it looks like we're going to have to take this thing out, and I'll be honest with you, I have to take these bolts on the side here, including these bolts on the side there, including the bolts in here. There's 1 here and 2 there. Sorry it's dark, but it's not coming out. So we're going to have to figure out how to take this thing out, and then after that we're going to remove this, and we're going to remove that. Okay, so I'll show you after I'm able to remove this thing out how I did it. Okay, guys, so this is what I did. Finally got this thing figured out. It's coming out. So those were the 2 last bolts that was preventing me from removing this bad boy. So now it's removed. Okay, so the 2 main bolts, 4 main bolts actually. There's 1 right here, 1 right there, 1 right here, and 1 right there. Okay, so it's removed. Alright, how easy it comes off when you do it right. Okay, so we're gonna disconnect this harness right here, and everything should come out easily. See, that thing fell out already. So let's do it. So thinking back, I didn't have to take out these bolts right here, these screws right here, and the screws on this side. So yeah, didn't have to do that. So now let's concentrate on this bad boy right here, this side, and let's remove the side out. That panel came off. We're gonna remove this panel right here, and show you how I remove it. Once it's done, I'll show you how it's removed. Okay, y'all. So found out I have to take off this panel as well. So there's this bolt right here, the screw that's screwed onto here. So in order to remove this, you have to unscrew that and then finally yank this out. So there's another screw that goes under the kick panel, inside the kick panel here. It's a 10mm screw. Gotta unbolt that screw right there. And then I have to mess with a whole slew of switches, harness. And that's what I have to mess with, all right? So yeah, it's coming along. Boy, this is taking a lot of my time. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, folks. So after removing everything, found out that I need to remove that little screw up here. That's the little thing that holds this thing together. Man. Okay, so let's remove that. So we're gonna remove that little screw right here. And it's out. Ta-da. And so that's how you remove this thing. Sorry, it's getting dark. I'm doing this after work, and God, it's time consuming, and I'm just trying the best I can to do this. So that's that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for leaks. This is the evaporator coil in here, and we're gonna tear into this frame right here, pull everything out so that I can get into there. And that'll be another episode, I guess, when it's daytime. Well, let's try to do it anyway. I'm gonna go get some lights to come inside here to compensate for the dark. I am curious as to where this thing is leaking from. So maybe that'll be, and that'll have to, I'll probably have to tear this out. Okay. And yeah, fun time. Okay guys, so this is what it is. I have to rip out the carpet. The reason is because I wanted to remove the base here, the frame here, and that frame here. And so in order for me to get to there, I have to rip out the carpet and also rip out this air nozzle piece. Okay, that's what I have to do. It's a pain in the butt. So now I finally have access to the frame here, and I am going to be removing this frame and that frame in the other side as well. Fun time. Fun time. So this here is the ground that goes to here. Okay. These are just switches, harnesses. So I'm thinking about removing this as well, because behind here is my air conditioning line, and it goes into the evaporator coil there. Okay, so that's what I have to do. Fun time. Just great. So great. I'm having so much fun. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so yeah. Oh, here. When you rip out this here, this thing, there's this little thing right here that holds to it. Just rip it out. And the gasket here, the rubber seal here, there's a panel that covers this. I have to rip that out too. So yeah, so let's remove all those here. Let's go do the other side too. But once we but then before we do the other side, we'll have to remove everything here. Okay, because we need access to that bad boy there. Okay guys, so this is what I'm doing. finished taking these bolts here out. This bolt here too. And so this is just hanging by its own weight. And right here, this is my stick shift, the stick shift for your tranny. So it's just hanging here. I'm gonna remove this. However, I need to remove this airbag here, okay? And hopefully it doesn't pop out, hit me in the face. The reason why is because I need to remove these two nuts up here in order to remove this bracket here out. Okay, so I need to remove this, I need to remove that, and this, drop everything out so I can have access to that. Dang, this is this is not for the this is for somebody who is not mechanically inclined, all right? I mean, this is not for somebody who isn't who isn't mechanically inclined. If you are not, I wouldn't recommend you doing this. But I'm doing this so that if you want to do this, you can have at it. So, okay, let's see what's sticking this thing. It's holding this thing. Here it is. Okay, that's the airbag. Okay, let's see. Disconnect the airbag, put it away, and we'll attack those two nuts up there. Okay. Okay, guys. So here it is. Removing this bad boy right here. Oh. Okay. All right. So you see this part right here? I have to disconnect that. Be right back. Now, if you're doing this, be careful. These are sharp, razor sharp edges. If you slide your finger this way, you'll get cut. You can feel the sharpness. It's like razor sharp right here. So be careful. Okay, after I unsnip this, everything will come out. I'll slide this thing out, drop this, and figure out why it's still not coming out. Okay, so disconnected that, and what else is still not allowing me to oh, some more. Dang, I hate these little things. Some more little tabs. Okay, this thing needs to come out, and yeah, be right back, guys. Okay, so here we go. Got this little tab out. Okay, so what am I stuck on? This comes out. This bad boy comes out. Okay, so here's my junkyard. Okay, so let's figure out why this thing won't come out. It looks like it's stuck up there. So I'll show you after I am able to get this thing out. So this is what I found out. The reason why this is not coming out is because harnesses are attached to it, and this harness right here, it's really stiff. It's not letting it go. I've just released this little tab right here, this one right here, and I need to release that, and release this, and release this, and then everything will come out. Yeah, I don't want to break any of this because I don't want it to be loose. So I'm gonna do this nicely, carefully, so I could plug them back on. Okay, and I'll show you how it looks like when I take them out. Okay, so this is what I found out. Found out the reason why this thing won't come off. It's so stupid. It's dark, so I better stop. Oh, so found out the reason is because behind here, there's that bolt. Okay, and that bolt right there. And that's the reason why it won't come out. So I'm gonna remove that bolt and make it come out. Okay, guys, so it is off. But you have to understand, there's so many tiny little tabs. The final tab that I have to take out was this one right here. This one, this one, this one, this one, and so on. Okay, so this is 4LH left hand drive. Okay, L for the left side. Another one for the junk pile. So now I can see the air conditioning lines here. Okay, but let's take out that. Once that's done, right now I am kind of wary as to how to go about this because it's dark. And I don't feel comfortable doing things in the dark because there's just too many things to go wrong, especially on something that I'm not familiar with. So I'm gonna stop here after I take that bracket off, this bracket right here, and we'll wait till Saturday. When it's daytime in the morning, I'll wake up early and start working on it. So yeah, that's that, guys. Okay guys, so this is what's going on. Got this off like this, and again, you see all these electrical fittings right here, right here, and right here. Same thing. So many tabs I have to go through. Man, I can tell you what, I think this will cost a couple grand if anybody's gonna do this job. It ain't no walk in the park, guys. That's the honest truth. So let's take this off, take that off, take this off, and take that off, and we'll call it a night. Okay guys, so it's off. Okay, so this one is 4LHD right side. Okay, this is the right side. Yeah? Okay, guys, go ahead and eat. I'll come in after I clean up. Yeah, it's dinner time. Wifey's home, made dinner. This is wifey's car. So hey, if you ever wonder how to change the cabin air filter, it's right here. See this? I took the filter off. So that's where it is. Yep, you have to go through all of this junk to get to that. Okay, so everything here is off. And I'm gonna stop here. This is part one that I'm doing. I'm gonna stop here, and then this weekend we're gonna tear into this white box. We're gonna find out what has been leaking into there and which side and what part is leaking so that we can find the replacement. Okay, hey, if you like this episode, thumbs up. If you want to follow me, I would like you to follow me. If you find it informational to you, please like and subscribe. That way you'll get the update on the next part. Okay, that's it for tonight.